Okay, so when it comes to my training of sports style pro wrestling, what I'm really focusing on is not spots to get people to pop, and all you pro wrestlers know what that means, but rather spots to deliver technicality to the point that the audience applauses. And the reason for this is because when you look at, let's say, really old school Japanese pro wrestling, or you look at really old school catch wrestling, or the original, pro wrestling model, a lot of the audience did not really, they didn't work to get a pop. They worked to deliver something that was impressive technically, until it evolved to a point that we evolved it to the point of wanting to just get people to pop. And that has, compounded over time to want that as the main intention. But in today's day and age, it's a little bit different because of the integration of UFC and MMA. So the way that audiences view grappling and even technical wrestling over time is going to change. It's going to almost be looked at like a game of chess, like an audience watching chess. That's what sports style pro wrestling is here to promote, and even, I would say, borderline shoot style pro wrestling along with it. It's not looking to attract an audience that is there for the pops, but it is, well, primarily, it is there to attract an audience that is fully invested in watching the technicality of each maneuver. And based off of the technicality of the performer, judging who they like. Similar to if you watch a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu competition, right? If you go and watch some of their matchups, that's what we look for. That's what the audience looks for, right? And pro wrestling in its basics and its fundamentals is very similar, very parallel to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It actually is a perfect promotion structure for sports style pro wrestling, and that's really the direction I'm wanting to go in and keep evolving and experimenting with in regards to being a promoter of this. But yeah, it definitely looks, the future looks bright for all grappling under pro wrestling rules promotions. But ultimately, it is at an early stage where it will continue to, it needs to determine and attract and work on what market it belongs to. I think the grappling market is obviously out there, and with enough technicality, enough shoot and technicality, like a good balance, that could definitely be something that is, interested, or makes them interested to watch. But then you've got the pro wrestling market that has a lot of people that love shoot wrestling, right? They love that style. So that market is there as well. But, it being in such an early stage, experimenting with, firstly, not only the promotion side of things, but also the training systems to complement the performances in the ring for, demonstrations, for bouts, for exhibitions. Well, it's all kind of threading in together, and like I said, the early stages of this is really just trying to find and extract the things from all these different grappling art forms until we have something that is, how do I say this? It's like something that is presentable to an audience and comprehensible to an audience to want to, follow and engage with, but also become loyal to, like become a ongoing consumer of.